The triple header. This will be one of the major contests.
This fight's a little over a month away. I know you're not going to give away your entire game plan, but what do you have to do to beat Teofimo on August 22nd?
Punch Teofimo in the face and not get punched in the face, bro. That's common sense, right? Hit him with a...
You're gonna try.
Yeah, Teofimo, just to follow, something you said earlier in the day was that this fight in some ways was about you, seeing what you have left after some of the fights that you had. How much do you think you have left in the tank?
I think that's the thing, right? To me, I'm always gonna believe that I have much more. I probably haven't even touched the surface on that. You know, I'm still 28 years young. When I get in that ring with...
You're about to be 29. Happy early birthday.
What up? Yes. When I go in and face the champion himself, Rolly Romero, yeah, I'll be 29. So, you know, I look forward to seeing a very prominent, prominent years of my career. And but I think everything is gonna be really answered August 22nd.
Man, me and Tio ain't friends. He's my little brother. At the end of it, if I'm to lose this belt or to defend my belt, whatever, I'd rather it be with him than anyone else. Only God knows what's going to happen.
The Teofimo Lopez and Rolly Romero press conference delivered the kind of tension you would expect from two fighters with unfinished business finally sharing the spotlight and speaking their minds.
I think,
you gotta hit him, bro.
You know that's true, mother. You know that's true.
Hey, Lomachenko.
Hey, no, and hey, let me explain this. You was never our friend. Nobody knew who the you was. And you came and started cloud chasing on my son. And then when you came and fought Tank, you never even talked to us again. That's why I hit you in the chest the last time I seen you, remember?
You hit me in the chest?
When I hit you in the chest and I said you ain't a real friend.
But
you remember that day?
Junior.
You just kept on walking, man.
Junior,
you're a fake,
Junior,
bro.
you're
a fake, bro.
You guys.
And you know that night, you're not even gonna touch my son, so.
Right from the opening moments, the mood was charged, as both fighters made it obvious that any relationship between them would be irrelevant when August 22nd came around. Rolando stayed true to his unpredictable character, firing off-pointed comments while showing little respect for what Teofimo had accomplished.
Josh Taylor, do you think this is the same kind of fight?
He beat Lomachenko.
No, look, I mean, a lot of people forget, you know, 2023, I beat the former undisputed world champion and undefeated champion, Josh Taylor. That's someone that a lot of people were unsure of competing with. I think I faced people that people don't want to fight. I mean, Devin Haney, there were negotiations to fight Rolando, and that fell off, or who knows why. Maybe because Rolly is a tough guy to face.
They don't got no chin.
So I think that we're here now to face the best competition that they have at 147. This is my welterweight debut. Looking forward to taking over.
You've had some issues with Rolly in the past. Any lingering issues, personal stuff going into this fight?
Yeah, I think that the thing is like we're kind of like beating around the bush of it, but the time is up, man. We got to fight each other. We got to settle it in the ring. That's how that's why it's a gentleman's sport. That's why it's a real man's sport for a reason. If you got problems, you settle it in the boxing ring. You know, what they say, gloves up, guns down.
Teofimo remained composed and self-assured, emphasizing that his experience and skill set would ultimately make the difference once the opening bell sounds. The confrontation carried even more weight because these two fighters already have a long-standing connection. This is not a manufactured feud between unfamiliar opponents. They have crossed paths throughout their careers, operated in the same boxing circles, and now find themselves competing for a world championship. With every response, the tension grew, almost as if another chapter of the actual fight was unfolding before fight night.
You heard what Teofimo Sr. just said there. He said you guys were never friends.
Man, I got so much love for Tio.
Yeah, but I heard you became a Christian, so now you could be our friend after the fight.
Yeah. I mean, Jesus Christ, my Lord and Savior.
Oh, man.
And on top of that, too, I want to thank Tom Brown, Al Heyman, Louis DeCuba, Salas, you know, and honestly, Tio and his dad for taking this fight, man. You know, it's been a hard time. We had a hard time trying to make a fight with anyone. You know, Tio's going to fight anyone.
Anything, like friends for a while, not friends, anything personal left in this for you going into the fight?
Man, me and Tio ain't friends. He's my little brother. At the end of it, if I'm to lose this belt or to defend my belt, whatever, I'd rather it be with him than anyone else. Only God knows what's
Rolando appeared completely at ease under the spotlight, while Teofimo looked focused on proving that his previous defeat against Shakur Stevenson does not define him. As the face-off began, any signs of friendliness quickly disappeared, replaced by a serious and competitive atmosphere. There would be no favors, no personal connections, and certainly no comfortable evening. When August 22nd arrives, both fighters know that one of them is going to have his plans disrupted.
I think that's the thing, right? It's boxing. That's how we make boxing great again. There needs to be some entertainment into this, right? So we know one another enough to know what triggers us. We know possibly secrets that people don't know, and I think that also is the friendship stuff that we hear and we see today in boxing that needs to be it needs to be taken away, you know? And I think that starts right here. You know, TGB Promotions associated with Takeover Promotions. I think that all is going to be a big part and key factor. August.
That intense media event left no shortage of talking points. But Teofimo Lopez Sr. shifted the focus toward the bigger picture, making his belief in his son at 147 pounds very clear. He expects Teofimo to look quicker, more powerful, and more settled at welterweight, and even suggests that the division could eventually bring out the best version of him. It's certainly a confident outlook, yet Senior is not overlooking Rolando as a simple first challenge.
He's really good in sparring, and I think he's ready.
What do you expect kind of going forward in the new weight class? Like, what do you think is going to be different for him that people aren't going to recognize?
I think he's going to be able to do more tricks in there because of, you know, of the fighters, the caliber of the fighters we're going to fight are going to be so much slower. I mean, my son is the type of fighter when he's focused, you know, he does all his things and he doesn't hardly get hit. Let's see what happens, but I think that he's ready to take over the whole.
When the topic of their previous sparring sessions comes up, Lopez Sr. quickly brings the discussion back to the current moment, explaining that whatever happened in the past has little relevance because both fighters have developed since then. From there, he turns toward what he believes Teofimo can accomplish at welterweight. The conversation expands beyond Rolando as he begins mentioning names such as Ryan Garcia, Conor Benn, Devin Haney, and other major figures around the 147-pound division. That level of ambition is typical of Teofimo's father. However, one point stood out most. Senior acknowledges that Teofimo's greatest challenge could be mental.
Being friends with Rolly, does that change anything to you?
It doesn't change nothing at all, man. They're going to go in there. It's whether you want to consider it a sparring match or whatever it is, man, nobody's going to want to lose, right? So let the best guy win that night. I don't think anybody being friends or not is going to let somebody let them hit themselves, and not do nothing about it. So I think it's going to be a great fight, man. Rolly's going to come to take him out, and my son's going to try to do the same thing. So I cannot wait for August 22nd.
The defeat against Shakur Stevenson makes that mental question impossible to overlook. Nobody has seriously doubted Teofimo's physical ability or natural talent. The real issue has been whether he can remain fully composed when a fight starts moving in a direction he did not anticipate. Now he faces Rolando, someone he has known for years, with a world championship at stake. Senior insists that their personal relationship will disappear once they enter the ring, and that is understandable. They may share jokes before the opening bell, but neither fighter wants to spend the next several years hearing about how the other one got the better of him. August 22nd is about pride, redemption, and establishing who truly deserves to stand among the top fighters at 147 pounds.
And what's the difference between 140-pound Teofimo Lopez and now 147-pound Teofimo Lopez?
Well, he's going to be a better, faster fighter. I think that my son, I said this 5 years ago, once he goes through the weight divisions, I think at 147, 154, 160, that's when he's going to do the best. I said this because I really understood the kind of fighter that he was at the age of 13, 14. He was beating up these guys that were fighting for world titles at that small age, and these guys were like 20 pounds bigger than him.
You know, he could take a punch at this weight division. My son's never been rocked in none of his fights or wobbled, and I think that he's ready to take the 147 weight division. It's gonna be fast. I mean, I think he should be able to do everything in less than 2 years. You know, become undisputed. We have a great contract with the DAZN directly with.
The belief expressed by Teofimo Lopez Sr. is reflected in Teofimo's own interview as well, although the fighter brings a noticeably different energy to the conversation. With the matchup against Rolando approaching, Teofimo appears calm and comfortable rather than overly serious. He jokes, enjoys the interaction, and carries himself like someone who feels his preparation has already put him in the right position. When Rolando becomes the focus, however, their long history takes on a different meaning. Teofimo explains that their relationship has changed because Rolando agreed to face him while holding a world championship, giving both men something much more significant to resolve. Still, Teofimo does not suggest that knowing each other creates some special advantage. His reasoning is straightforward. He simply believes he is the superior fighter. That kind of self-belief is exactly what you would expect to see heading into a fight of this magnitude.
How hard is it to find a good friend of yours?
Not a good friend, man. I think a good friend is one that doesn't do it. Yeah, he took the fight. He was a champ. He is a champ. He didn't need to take the fight. He took the fight for his own reasons. So, and then we'll find out afterwards. We'll settle the score after.
You guys aren't close anymore.
Nah, I think that kind of shot away after he was champion at 140.
You guys have a big advantage on him?
Do I feel like I have a big advantage?
Some kind of advantage being friends?
No. I think my biggest advantage is going to be that I'm just the better fighter.
When the discussion shifts toward the wider 147-pound landscape, Teofimo makes it clear that he is not interested in searching for a convenient opponent. Whether it's Haney, Ryan, Conor Benn, or anyone else in the division, he views the entire weight class as an opportunity. The Keyshawn Davis situation also draws his attention. Teofimo acknowledges that he does not know every detail behind it, but from his perspective, the decision is difficult to understand, particularly because he has accepted major challenges himself when significant money was involved. His approach is clear. He does not want to sit back and wait for ideal circumstances. He wants the toughest opportunities available, beginning with Rolando. At the same time, the relationship between the two fighters has obviously changed. August 22nd now carries a personal edge alongside the competitive stakes. And for Teofimo, defeating Rolando represents another move toward the takeover he has repeatedly spoken about.
Signed to the DAZN directly. I'm hearing rumors, nothing confirmed yet, but I'm hearing rumors that Devin will be next on the follow on that. So if it is true, congratulations to him. But yeah, man. Hey, trendsetters.
Hey, Tio, would you have taken that fight with Devin, Keyshawn? If you were Keyshawn, would you have taken it for 2.1?
I've taken fights for $1 million.
So were you surprised when he didn't go through with it?
Yeah, that's the problem with the sport.
Now everything comes down to one major question: which Teofimo Lopez will actually appear when he faces Rolando Romero? We have heard his confidence, his ambitions at 147 pounds, his talk of taking over the division, and his belief that the loss to Shakur Stevenson was something to learn from rather than something that defines his career. Across the ring, Romero has shown that he can remain disciplined, stick to a strategy, and disrupt the rhythm of dangerous opponents. At this point, neither fighter can rely on predictions or pre-fight interviews. Teofimo must demonstrate that the changes he has talked about are genuine, while Romero needs to show that his victory over Ryan Garcia was the first step toward a much bigger run. Their shared history adds another dimension to the matchup. They may still describe themselves as friends and exchange jokes outside the ring, but once the opening bell sounds, neither man will be offering the other any advantages. So, who are you picking for August 22nd? Teofimo Lopez or Rolando Romero? Does Teofimo's speed and technical ability give him the edge, or can Romero's power and unconventional approach produce another upset? Share your prediction in the comments and let us know how you see the fight playing out. And if you enjoy boxing breakdowns, reactions, and fight updates, make sure to like, share, and subscribe. Until next time, we'll catch you in the next one.